Hi guys. So a lot of you guys might not know, but I was alone for a long time. Back in middle school, and in sixth grade, I was like not bad, but kind of sort of bullied, and I didn't have much friends until coming into university. That got me thinking: is being lonely a bad thing? So because I see a lot of people, and on media they say depression is bad, loneliness is the biggest disease, and I I don't agree on that, and I'll try my best to explain. So when I was back in high school, I read a lot of books. Um, Sadly, those weren't English, so my English isn't perfect. But those are mostly Koreans, and I think loneliness isn't the state of not having friends. It's the state where you might have friends, but you can't speak what's actually in your mind. And I think that's closer to being lonely. And that was what I was like back in high school. Because I wanted to talk about, my thoughts, what I think about loneliness, or what I think about this and that. But there were no person to actually listen to my sayings. So I'm very lonely. And I call that intellectual loneliness. I mean, a student of mine said that's kind of, rude because you're calling out other people that they can't handle intellectual conversation. Maybe he's right. But that's what happened. And what I'm trying to say is, during that time, I didn't have a friend that I could talk to. And because of that, the only source that I had of speaking was writing. Because writing and speaking is essentially the same. The only difference is when you speak, you need someone to listen. When you write, you don't. You speak with yourself, right? And because I was so lonely, I read a lot of books. I mean, reading a lot of books was also related to being stressed. So I was stressed, and I didn't have anyone to talk to, so I wrote a lot. And by engaging in those activities, I developed my speaking skills, right? And once I developed my speaking skills, I found out the problem wasn't the people, it was me. Because people started listening to me. So did they change? No, it was me. So it wasn't people not wanting to engage in a conversation with me. It was me not having the adequate skills to, express myself or express my ideas. And through that, I found out loneliness actually does have some benefits. Because if you're lonely, every people wants to engage in a conversation. But if you're lonely, you can't. And if you can't, you find a source. And that source is most likely writing. And if you write a lot, you get better at speaking, right? And the more you were in consolidation, the more story you get. And with more stories and better speaking skills, when you meet a new person, it is much more likely that you're going to have a better conversation. So because of that, I don't really think loneliness is a bad thing. And in the same way, I don't think there's a objectively bad thing that's gonna happen in your life. But I mean, that's a bit of a jump. So yeah. Anyways, this is what I wanted to share about being lonely, and thank you for watching. So I'll see ya.